How people are stealing your hard-earned cash and taking advantage of the red-hot real estate market in the Bay Area. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Wendy Ryan.
And I'm Jamison Euler. Tonight, as part of our coverage of the price of paradise, we're finding out real estate scams are getting more common in the Bay Area and more sophisticated. ABC
Action News reporter Sarah Hollenbeck shows you what you need to be on the lookout for in this in-depth report.
Like so many people in Tampa Bay, Carrie Whitfield is on a desperate hunt for housing. Her landlord is planning to sell the Palm Harbor home she and her family have lived in for years.
The real estate wars right now are going to affect us heavily. There is no place in our community that we've lived in for 15 years to live anymore because the prices are so high. So when something comes along that you think, oh, that's the one, yes, all right, you kind of go for it. And that's what I did.
She stumbled upon a rental listing on an I Love Clearwater Facebook page. The woman offered to meet her in person at this home on Magnolia Drive.
She opened the door, let me in. We looked around the house. I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect.
Then she made a better offer, a bigger home on Belcher Road, available for the same price. She also had keys and showed her around.
It was still perfect. It even had a pool. I was like, yes.
Whitfield signed a lease, gave an $1,800 deposit, and took the keys. As a notary, she knew to take pictures of everything, including the woman's ID.
There was nothing in my head that said, hey, Carrie, slow down. Maybe this isn't right.
That night, she gathered up her husband and daughter and couldn't wait to surprise them.
I was super excited. I had found us someplace to live.
But when they returned to the home, they found a contractor who told them the house had just sold and wasn't on the rental market.
I had my hopes so high, and I was like, yeah! And then it's like, it's crushing. It is so crushing.
Clearwater police were able to use all of Whitfield's evidence to make an arrest. Turns out the scammer's driver's license was real. These scams are popping up often. Before Whitfield signed what she thought was a lease for this home on Belcher, she looked at this house on Emerald Lane, which was listed for rent on Craigslist, even though a woman named Laurel Hubbard had just bought it. Around the same time Hubbard bought this home for her son, a scammer listed it on Craigslist for rent at a fraction of the cost.
They basically would take all the pictures off Zillow, put them on Craigslist.
Hubbard started digging and found ad after ad on sites like Craigslist and OfferUp for phony rental listings.
$660, and they show this mansion-looking thing, 5-bedroom, 3-bath house. I'm like, nope, flag.
Within a few weeks, she's flagged close to 500 fake listings, offering too good to be true offers.
95% of them that I looked at, 95%. That's a lot. We're not real.
The Better Business Bureau says it's one of the top scams nationwide, with more than 5 million people duped out of money.
A little bit of homework can go a long way in this case. Just seeing if that property really is legit and is really up for rent.
Experts say you're safest vetting a property before even starting a conversation. Look it up on the property appraiser's website. Use a reverse image Google search and research the person offering the property for rent.
As soon as you see the listing or find the listing that you're interested in, search that address. If you're seeing multiple listings for the same property, that's usually a red flag. It's a scam. They've taken those photos, that information, changed the contact information. If you're seeing a listing that the same property is for sale and also for rent, that could be a red flag as well.
The BBB also suggests staying on protected rental websites. Clearwater police were able to return most of Whitfield's money, but she and her family are still searching for their next place to call home and working to recover from the emotional toll caused by a sophisticated scammer.
It's so painful. And I mean, I know it sounds very simple and it's just money and it's just, you know, her showing some houses and being fraudulent. But this is my family and we need a place to live. And we're not going to be able to get it.
In Pinellas County, Sarah Hollenbeck, ABC Action News.
We've reached out to the Attorney General and sites like Craigslist to find out what more can be done to stop rental scams. But the Better Business Bureau says scammers are always finding ways to work around the system. And that's why they stress Being scam savvy and doing your research before signing any paperwork. If you think you've provided personal information to a scammer, you should contact the Federal Trade Commission right away to avoid identity theft. And remember, you can find all of that information as well as other useful tips about the ever-growing price of paradise. Just go to abcactionnews.com/paradise.